So 4 days after rioting and violence hit northeast Delhi's Jahangirpuri, 9 bulldozers, or better known as JCBs, rolled into the area to carry out demolition action against what the municipal corporation said were illegal constructions or encroachment on government and public land. However, soon after, there was an all-round attack on the municipal corporation, of which, of course, the BJP is the head, asking whether this was not an extrajudicial victimization of the poorest of the poor, that laws were thrown to the wind, and the government and the NCD is now sending a clear message to the minorities of the country. They are second-rate citizens.
जो कुछ भी हो चुका है, ये तुर्कमान गेट 2022 है और मैं याद दिलाना चाह रहा हूं बीजेपी को और आम आदमी पार्टी को कि कांग्रेस ने भी तुर्कमान गेट किया था। आज कांग्रेस देश में कहीं नजर नहीं आती। मैं तो सिर्फ आपको कहूंगा कि गरीब की तकलीफ और उसके हाय से डरिए आप। ये टारगेटेड डेमोलिशन है, तो एक कम्युनिटी को कलेक्टिव पनिशमेंट दिया जा रहा है। ये विजिलेंटी जस्टिस है, मैं इसको कंडेम करता हूं और मैं शुक्रगुजार हूं कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने इसका नोटिस लिया और इमीडिएटली स्टे दिया।
एमसीडी के अंदर में आता है और न्याय, कानून, व्यवस्था जो सबके लिए कानून बराबर होता है, कानून की राज अगर आप मानते हैं तो नहीं देखा जाता है कि ये हिंदू पर चल रहा है कि मुसलमान पर चल रहा है। जिस समय आयुष्मान भारत का कार्ड मिलता है उस समय तो कोई नहीं कहता कि ये मोदी सबका साथ सबका विकास। अगर एमसीडी ने अगर ये अपना जो भी न्याय कर रहा है, मुझे नहीं मालूम कि किसका टूट रहा है किसका नहीं टूट रहा है।
While the politics rages on, the MCD is standing by its action, saying this is not something that has in any way been an outcome of what was demanded by the Delhi BJP, that this was pre-decided, and that they have also carried out similar demolition drives against encroachments in the past.
माननीय सुप्रीम कोर्ट का आदेश होगा, उसको हम पूर्ण तौर से उसको मानेंगे। मैं अभी आपसे फ्री होकर कमिश्नर साहब को बुलाता हूँ, बिल्कुल उसको रुकवाता हूँ। ऐसा ही ये कार्रवाई तो पहले भी होनी थी। यहाँ के जो लोग थे बहुत परेशान थे, क्योंकि जमीनों पे कब्जे हो रहे थे, निकलने में आने जाने में जो ट्रैफिक जाम हो रहा था, उसी जो चीजों को दूर करने के लिए हमने ये एक्शन लिया। ये देखने का अपना एंगल है, आप किस एंगल से देख रहे हैं, मगर हम तो जनता के हित के लिए हम हर एरिया में ऐसा काम करते हैं। आज भी जहांगीरपुरी उसी का एक पार्ट है कि हमारे मन में कुछ ऐसा भाव नहीं है, ना कोई हमारी इंटेंशन है, क्योंकि एमसीडी ने एमसीडी का काम करना या राजनीति वाली कोई ऐसी बात नहीं है।
All right, Tahseen Poonawalla, political analyst, joins us along with former student union president at Oxford University, Rashmi Sawant. My first question is to national spokesperson of the BJP, Sanju Verma. Sanju Verma, isn't it too much of a coincidence that the moment there is a riot anywhere, whether it be Madhya Pradesh, whether it be Gujarat, and now it is Delhi, suddenly the municipal corporation remembers, अरे यहाँ पे तो illegal encroachment भी है।
I think rather than trying to legitimize the vandals and the rioters, be it in Khargon, Khambat in Gujarat or Jahangirpuri in Delhi for that matter, the moot point that I want to draw the attention of your audience to is this. The fact of the matter is that we should be asking questions as to why for 30 or 40 long years we had illegal encroachments that continued to flourish. You might fault the Modi government for not having taken action earlier, but you certainly can't fault the Modi government for taking action right now, because there I durustai. Point number one. Point number two, if you hear the commentary by senior police officers, be it Brijendra Yadav, who's spoken to your channel earlier in the day, I heard him, or Dipender Pathak, they have categorically said one thing: the anti-encroachment demolition drive to cull out illegal Rohingyas, Bangladeshis, what have you, even Hindus for that matter, has nothing to do with the violence that took place on Hanuman Jayanti. Now, if you want to try and read between the lines, you know, I think that is being too presumptuous.
So it's a coincidence.
Submission is this. I'll finish.
It is not just us. I mean, you would agree it is a bit of a coincidence. Khargon, riots, demolition happens. Khambat, riots, demolition happens.
Padmaja, I heard you. May I now please respond? I want to ask one thing. You say Khargon में bulldozer चला, खंबाट में bulldozer चला, इसके पहले योगी आदित्यनाथ के नेतृत्व के तहत भी बुलडोजर चला और अब जहांगीरपुरी में भी बुलडोजर चला. The question is not about bulldozing illegal encroachment. The question is not about trying to take necessary action against vandals and miscreants. The question is this: why is it that we as a society always ask the wrong questions? Why are we trying to legitimize Hinduphobia? Why are we trying to give intellectual and political...
Okay, so you want to focus on a more expansive question. Let's ask Tahseen Poonawalla there. Fair enough, let me ask Tahseen Poonawalla there. Why are you asking wrong questions, Tahseen Poonawalla?
But I'm not asking questions. You're the anchor and you're asking questions. And she's saying that your question's also wrong, which was a very logical question, that every time there's a riot, these guys get the bulldozers in. Now, you can continue to lie on national television and run away from the facts, or you can stand up and accept the facts. But that's what the Bharatiya Jhutha Party does. They run away from facts all the time. And therefore, I call them the Bharatiya Jagdaru Party. Because these is the party whose modus operandi, I've repeatedly told you on your show, that they come, they incite riots.
During the Turkman Gate in 1976, so you should be not waxing eloquent on national television.
If she's done, I'll speak.
You are the same person who said BJP will be wiped out.
If she's done, I'll speak.
You have a big fat omelette on your face.
So just a second, although it won't be very charitable to the BJP to say that the MCD is now emulating Sanjay Gandhi model, but let's not bring in Turkman Gate, because then you'll be saying that the MCD is following in the footsteps of Sanjay Gandhi. But anyway, respond to the fact. I'll ask a more specific question, because otherwise it's going to descend into name calling that, they are Jhutha Party, you are Danga Party, you are Turkman Party. Let me ask you a specific question. Point number 1. Today Mr. Gandhi says BJP is going after Muslims. I want to show you one image where in Jahangirpuri, right next to the mosque where the riots took place, they had put up that grill. That is also being removed. Tahseen Poonawalla.
Yeah.
Then how is it about Muslims? If the grill of a temple is being removed, how is it about Muslims? Tahseen Poonawalla.
The BJP, in my opinion, is going after the weakest and the poorest of poor in our country. This is a political party that has decided that it will cock a snook to the Supreme Court of India. It's taken over, becoming a vigilante party. And to be honest out here, when Sanju Verma says that you cannot fault the Modi government, 15 years in the MCD, the BJP was in power. Whether this temple grill was illegal, or a mosque was illegal, or somebody staying there was illegal, what was the BJP doing for 15 years except earning money? And that's how it's the richest party in the country, or perhaps in the world. But I have one more question to ask you, Padmaja. Sanju Verma on your show said that Dipinder Pathak, a friend of mine, told you, or told Times Now, that this demolition drive is to remove illegal
first you've asked one specific question. Let's quickly get a response to that. What were you doing for 15 years, Sanju Verma, when you were in power in the MCD? Okay, 15 years, what were you doing, Sanju Verma?
Padmaja,
15 years
I fail to understand this. Padmaja, I fail to understand this. There is this famous adage, damned if you do and damned if you don't. 15 सालों तक if BJP did not do anything, we were questioned. And
15 years you took money.
Why did you not take any action for 15 years? Now that we are taking action, the likes of Tahseen Poonawalla are completely rattled. I just want to say one thing to your ecosystem, Tahseen Poonawalla. You can go to the Supreme Court, you can file as many PILs as you want to. But the fact is, bulldozer chalega, because Prevention of Damage to Public Property Act legitimizes bulldozers. Go back, read, do some homework, and then come and debate. The Supreme Court committee under K.T. Thomas.
Can I come in, Padmaja? Padmaja, this is a very important point she made. I want to make a legal point.
Yes, come in.
She said
come in, make that point.
Of Public Property Act legitimizes She said that the Prevention of Damages to Public Property Act legitimizes bulldozers, but the very same act gives you a 48-hour period to answer to the notice, and it gives you an appeal to go to an appellate tribunal, in this case the MCD, to put your case forward. You preponed it to 9 AM because they were going to court. That shows what you're up to. Thank you for bringing up this act, because within that act you've committed an illegal act. It gives you 48 hours notice minimum. It can go up to 7 days, and it gives you an appeal to the local authorities. Why did you not follow the procedure of the law?
Agencies, that is precisely what...
Suo moto action cannot happen. I cannot enter and break your house suo moto.
No, let me actually make one point of fact very clear.
So you're saying police is breaking, not MCD.
Poonawalla, here is what the Delhi High Court has said in 2010 when a similar challenge was made to them. No. I will tell you. Let me quote to you an order of the Delhi High Court from 2010 when challenged about a demolition. Here is what the Delhi High Court said. It is true. Just a second, it is true where an unauthorized construction is carried out by a party within its own premises without sanction plan. In order to take action, the municipal authority has to serve a notice. However, where unauthorized construction is carried out on public ways or open areas left for public use, no notice is required to be given by municipal authorities to remove such an encroachment. इस तरीके से तहसीन पूनावाला, tomorrow I am going to make one little pan ki dukan, next to India Gate, and I will say you have to give me notice before demolishing it, and I will sit here for 48 hours.
There you are, Tahseen, you are exposed by the answer. You are exposed by the answer.
But Padmaja,
stop legitimizing illegal encroachment.
Padmaja, but the houses that
Okay, let him respond. Let him respond.
That were being demolished had an MCD certificate. Padmaja, but those houses that were being demolished had an MCD certificate. They had water from the MCD and from the Delhi Jal Board. They had electricity being supplied by the Delhi state. If they were illegal, why were all these corporation certificates, electricity and water connection being given to illegal houses in the first place? Where the BJP is in power. Therefore,
here's a very interesting point, because again, when it comes to building laws, I will actually tell you, because we study, and obviously because of all the houses that have been acted against, I couldn't individually study all of them, but here's an interesting thing that emerged. Each case has to be seen individually. For example, there was one gentleman who said that I have been given permission by the MCD to run this shop. What he didn't say is that the demolition has taken on the second floor, which wasn't authorized. So he had authorization for a certain number of floors, but if you, again, I have authorization for a 2 BHK. Now suddenly if I make an extension to that and make 3 balconies on each side, the municipal corporation can come and demolish it. And then I cannot say, oh, I have all the building papers for this 2 BHK.
Not without a notice.
Because that is only for the house.
Not
the unauthorized construction.
Unless I'm obstructing public road.
No, you can. Okay, not without a notice.
Notice is not required.
Okay, not without a notice. Rashmi Samant.
A notice is required.
In private houses, a notice is required. Basically, Rashmi Samant, it all boils down to that when it comes to the government putting the fear of God in a common citizen, rules, laws are but a crutch. They are incidental. Essentially, this is the state teaching a lesson. Rashmi Samant.
Well, the timing definitely is pointing towards what you're saying, Padmaja. So the timing definitely shows that that's the case. But that being said, I think this incident is also trying to whitewash the fact that Hindus were actually subjected to violence from the rooftops of these very illegal encroachment establishments, that these were used as places to, store stones and pelt upon innocent Hindus. So I think that is one thing that we cannot forget and whitewash, given that these incidents are happening. But that being said, the Supreme Court has stayed the orders, and I hope that the court proceedings do point to what should be and should not be done.
Tahseen Poonawalla, what's also very interesting is that a lot of people who had no problem with the gathering at Shaheen Bagh or at Singhu border, actually more specifically Singhu border, which the court ruled is an illegal gathering, that was called a democratic protest. Today are pulling out every building bylaw since 1947 to say this is not being followed, this is not being followed, this is not being followed. But Singhu border was a clear violation of all laws as well. including freedom of movement of common citizens. But at that time, nobody cared for the law. That was supposed to be a vibrant democracy. Tahseen Poonawalla.
That's a fantastic question, and thank you for bringing that up, Padmaja, because I didn't want to sit at Singhu border. I wanted to go to Ram Leela Maidan, and the government of Narendra Modi dug the roads, put spikes there, and did not allow me to go to Ram Leela. 100 times I came on your channel pleading that allow me and my farmers to sit at Ram Leela Maidan. They didn't allow me to enter Delhi. Why? And second point, look, at the fact of the matter simply remains this, that end of the day, the Narendra Modi government has been proved inefficient. They could not remove Shaheen Bagh. They were in cahoots with Shaheen Bagh, and right now they are in cahoots with the rioters. Why was the third procession that did not have permission? Why were they allowed with swords? Why did rioting only happen in the third procession? Because the BJP wants riots, because they doesn't want economy to be discussed. The BJP is involved with riots. The BJP wants riots. Remove the BJP and riots will stop.
Since you mentioned that you are a stickler for laws, I want to quickly get clarity on this. Was Singhu border blockade illegal and wrong? Was it illegal and wrong because laws weren't followed? Was it illegal and wrong?
I need to come in now.
Was it illegal and wrong?
It was an inconvenience. Of course it was illegal because they weren't allowing us to go to Delhi. We had to sit there. Had they allowed us to go to Delhi, we wouldn't have sat there. We wanted to sit at Ram Leela, which is a designated place for protest. They didn't allow us to go.
The lack of permission wasn't the illegality. The blockade was the illegality. Very quick rebuttal from Sanju Verma.
You know, Padmaja, I have been on your channel.
Okay, very quickly, Sanju Verma, yes.
I have been on your channel also the farm protest in umpteen debates with Tahseen. During the Shaheen Bagh riot, during the farm protest, Tahseen Poonawalla did not condemn the Andolan JCBs even once. Till date, he has not condemned Tahir Hussain. He has not condemned Sharjeel Usman, Sharjeel Imam, or Umar Khalid. Now that Shaheen Bagh riots are behind
I have. Please see my Twitter and ask Padmaja. I think the B team of the BJP.
Oh my God, I was always against Shaheen Bagh riots. Tahseen Poonawalla, you have zero credibility. If you have the guts, condemn your fellow jihadi comrade.
Okay. Let's not make this personal again. Let's not make this personal. So we had at one point Andolan JCBs who became the epicenter of one set of people. Now we possibly have bulldozer JCBs also sending out another parallel message. However, tomorrow's Supreme Court hearing is going to be very, very critical. We'll be keeping a close watch. Both ladies, Tahseen Poonawalla, thanks very much for joining me.